Welcome to the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel. I'm your host, ArmaniTalks. In this channel, I'm covering communication skills for you to level up your way with words, become much more articulate. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about whether or not it's weak to change your mind. Before, I used to have this very strong opinion on it's smart to hit your kids. I mean, how else are they going to learn discipline? And there was this one time when me and one of my cousins, we were having this heated debate on why it's smart to hit your kids. I thought this was a no-brainer, but my cousin, he was talking about his case. He said, no, Armani, you're wrong. Just because it worked back then doesn't mean that it works now. We're living in a different time, and you're wrong on this one, Armani. And I said, no, you're wrong on this one. And we just ended up disagreeing. Recently, I had this episode on Unapologetic Truths, which is a podcast I co-host with Life Math Money. You should definitely check it out. Subscribe. A new episode goes out every month. And he asked me the question, Armani, would you hit your kids? And as a 32-year-old version of myself, I said, no. And he was surprised. What? How else are they going to learn discipline? And I thought, wait a minute. I recall specifically back in the days, I was having this debate with my cousin on why I would hit my kids. And now, years later, my mind has completely changed. I didn't just stop there, where I just changed my mind and that was it. I tried to present some cases as to why my mind had changed. One is because I don't know my own strength. Let's say one day I just slap the kid, and later on I start to hit the kid more, and I don't know my strength, and I don't know this guy's body type, and something bad could happen. Recently, what happened was there's this viral news going around where this dad thought his son was too fat. So the dad puts the son on a treadmill and is forcing him to run. Eventually, the son gets tired and he keeps falling. His face is hitting the treadmill. It just keeps pounding on the treadmill, and the dad forcefully brings him up, puts him on the treadmill again, and is forcing him to run. And you could tell the kid is getting tired, but the dad is like constantly forcing him to run. 12 days goes on by, and the kid just abruptly dies. Now, I don't think the dad was trying to kill the kid, but the dad just didn't understand how the kid's body type worked. And that's been a fear. Imagine I start off light and it just keeps amplifying. And then boom, one day I do something where I wasn't trying to kill the kid and the kid just dies. So due to that paranoia, I just said, you know what, man, I don't even want to enter this race to begin with. I'm going to avoid it. And another thing that I noticed was sometimes when you hit a kid, they're going to act right. Other times when you hit a kid, they're going to become a bigger menace. I recall when I was a little kid, there was this guy that was trying to teach me the Quran, and I was a mischievous kid. It was my fault, but I kept making fun of him, right? He was trying to do his job, but I kept making fun of him nonstop. And this guy, old guy by the way, just begins hitting me. And not just once, he just full on starts hitting me. And I pretty much got beat up by my Quran teacher. Time goes on by, and instead of being more respectful to the guy, I believe I was more disrespectful. So from firsthand experience, I don't know if always hitting your kids will lead to the desired result. As a matter of fact, it could lead to the exact opposite. So due to a collection of reasons, I did change my mind. I wasn't one of these guys that just went on Twitter, saw someone talking about it, and I'm like, okay, well, that sounds reasonable. I think that's weak. I don't think changing your mind is weak, but I think it's weak when you cannot explain your position, or at least try to explain your position. A lot of the times, we will see someone on social media explaining something with so much conviction that we'll believe them without further thought. That is as weak as you can get, because if that's how you operate, you're just going to keep having your mind changed. And once you keep having your mind changed, you will lose confidence with yourself, and others will lose confidence with you. It is not weak to change your mind, but whenever you do change your mind, make sure that you can eventually explain your position. Otherwise, keep your opinion silent for now and articulate it once you build conviction for it. If you enjoyed today's talk, go on and drop that like for me right on below, and I'll catch you next time.